Hey there, and welcome. If you're gearing up for your Japanese naturalization test, then you are in the perfect spot. Today, we're going to break down some super important grammar and reading tips to really boost your confidence. Okay, let's just jump right in. First off, just a quick personal message. I know some of you have a huge day circled on the calendar, May 13th. I just want you to take a nice deep breath. You've done the work. You are so ready for this. And like it says here, don't ever forget you've got people in your corner, like Watanabe sensei. Seriously, you've got this. So here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off by figuring out the level of Japanese you actually need. Spoiler, it's not as scary as you think. Then we'll get into the 2 ways to say because, which is a total game changer. After that, we'll dive into 10 practice questions to put it all together, and we'll wrap up with the key takeaways. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, section 1. This is the big question on everyone's mind. Just how good does my Japanese really need to be? Let's clear this up right now. And boom, here's your answer. The test isn't looking for you to be a literature professor. Nope, it's really designed to see if you can handle day-to-day life. So the key is to think about the Japanese level of a 7 or 8-year-old. It's all about practical, everyday stuff. That feels way more manageable, right? Okay, let's move on to our main grammar focus. I like to call this your secret weapon for sounding way more natural and polite. We're talking about the 2 main ways to say because, kara and no. This slide lays it out perfectly. Think of kara as your casual, everyday because. You use it with your friends when you're talking about your own feelings. It's direct. No day, on the other hand, is the polite, softer version. This is what you use in work emails, in formal situations, or anytime you want to make a gentle request. It's all about the situation. Now, pay close attention to this chart. This is the #1 rule you need to walk away with today. For verbs and I adjectives, it's pretty simple, see? But look at those bottom 2 rows. When you use a na adjective or a noun right before the polite no day, you have to stick a na in between. So it's benrei nanode, gakusei nanode. That little na is a huge deal, and it's definitely something they'd test you on. All right, enough theory. It's time to actually use this stuff. We're going to run through 10 practice questions. I'll pop the sentence up, you take a moment to think about the answer, and then we'll break it down together. Let's go. Okay, first one. Because it rained, the game was canceled. Think about the context. This sounds like a formal announcement, right? It's a statement of fact, not someone's personal opinion. That polite, neutral tone makes no the perfect choice. And hey, quick kanji check. Ame is rain, and shiai is game or match. Number 2, because there's no time, let's hurry. Can you feel the energy on this one? It's urgent, it's direct. It sounds like something you'd say to a friend or a coworker. That casual, let's go feeling is a dead giveaway for kara. Our kanji here is jikan, which means time. Because I'm a student, I don't have money. Now you could say this politely, sure, but the biggest clue here isn't the tone. It's the word gakusei, which means student. It's a noun. And what did we just learn? If we use the polite node after a noun, we need that magic little na. So it has to be nanode. That's a classic way to test you on that rule. All right, next up. Because it's hot, I want to eat ice cream. The key phrase here is I want to eat, tabetai desu. This is all about a personal feeling, a personal desire. When you're explaining your own direct feelings, kara is almost always your best bet. It's just more natural. Because the train was delayed, I was late for the meeting. Ooh, the context here is super clear. A meeting. That means a professional setting. You're probably explaining to your boss why you were late. You need to be polite, right? No is perfect because it softens the reason, making it sound more like a respectful explanation than a blunt excuse. Because this shop is cheap, I come here often. This is just a simple, straightforward statement of fact about your own habits. Cause and effect. There's no need for special politeness here, so the standard, casual choice, kara, works perfectly. Because it's quiet, I like this cafe. Uh-oh, here we go again. The word for quiet, shizuka, is a na adjective. And just like with nouns, if we want to use the polite connector node here, what do we need? That's right, we need that na, shizuka nanode. See, once you know the rule, it's easy to spot. Because I'm not feeling well, please allow me to take the day off today. Okay, that phrase at the end, yasumasete itadakimasu, is super polite language. It's a very formal request. So you definitely need no here to gently and respectfully state your reason before making that big request. Because this book is famous, many people read it. And let's do one more for practice.
The word for famous, yume, is another na adjective. The sentence is just a neutral, factual statement, so noda is a great fit. And since yume is a na adjective, you know the drill. It becomes yume na node. And our final question. Because it's cold, please close the door. Now, you're making a request of another person. If you used kara here, it could sound a little blunt, almost like an order. But using node, it just beautifully softens the whole thing. It turns a demand into a polite and considerate request.
You did it! Fantastic job working through those. Now, let's just lock in everything we learned with a super quick final review. Think of this as your cheat sheet. So let's boil it all down. Kara is casual, direct, for friends and personal opinions. No is polite, softer, for formal stuff, writing, and making requests. And the absolute number one, most important rule from all this, no needs that extra na when it follows a noun or a na adjective. Got it? Awesome. And that's where we'll leave it. You know, the hardest part is already over. You've done the studying, you've done the practice. The only thing left is to walk in there with confidence, believe in yourself and all the work you've put in. You are ready for this. On behalf of everyone here, good luck. You are going to be amazing.